Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rugged Studios Gaming Podcast. I'm your host for this week, Hightower. Joining me in the booth, as always, the babe with the power. And with me, I'd say usually, my co host, the Rugged Gamer. There he is. How we doing today, Rugged?
It'd be great if I actually turn my audio on. How we doing? Good evening. I'm not on the
Not too
screen yet.
bad.
I'm hiding.
Yeah, do that. So you might have noticed we changed things up just a little bit this week. I'm going to be sitting here in the host chair for a little while. We're going to try a little bit different format. So we're going to see how that works. God help us.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
So is somebody else going to be joining me here sometime soon, Mike? You going to come on?
Yeah. Well, you can introduce everybody else, and we'll all appear. Woo, like a little
Oh, everybody's
surprise.
going to come on. Okay,
Yeah.
so with us as usual, maybe per usual, but not all the time, is Dukmeister. What's up, Duck?
Oh, how are we doing?
And ProDoktorDank. What's up,
Hello,
Dank?
people. I'm doing well. I'm doing great. It's another glorious Sunday in sunny Newcastle.
Well, I wouldn't know about sunny. It was pouring rain here today. So I got your weather for some reason. It was dank and wet and foggy and
Ooh, it is.
yeah.
Good summer's day. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Typical
Oh.
British summer.
Oh yes. Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
did see your rain though. That was something. Woo!
Wasn't it? We thought the wind was blowing really hard. I'm sitting here listening to something hit the metal roof and we open the curtains and it's pouring like there's coming down in sheets. I was gonna wash away the road, but it didn't. We're good.
Everything's still good. We're alive.
Yep. So, little bit different going on this week, like we said. I've never done this before, and Rugged was like, "Hey, want to?" So I was like, "Okay, why not?"
That's how we roll.
That's what we do. So we've got a few different things going on this week. We're going to talk about some of our favorite games, some things that might be changing in them. We've got some studio news, we've got some gaming world news, and then we've got a giveaway and maybe an announcement or two towards the end.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah. All right.
Yeah. So one of the main things we wanted to talk about, Ubisoft made a huge announcement on Tuesday that they were going to concentrate more on what they called high-end free-to-play games. They did want to reiterate that this doesn't mean they won't be doing AAA releases, but they're going to concentrate more on this. And it's generated a little bit of controversy in the gaming world. Shows a little bit of a shift away from the model that we've all become used to with the high-end release and full price for the game and then add-ons and DLCs. And
Yeah.
since we all
Sorry. Go on.
no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, they kind of they dropped the ball on this. So they initially announced that they were going to concentrate more on free to play, which basically sent their entire fan base into an absolute craze ball because basically, obviously, the AAA rated games is what more people want. You know, they've got a lot of AAA games, and their initial announcement said we're concentrating on free to play games. So everyone's like, what about Assassin's Creed? What about Far Cry? What about all these games? And everybody's like, oh no, meltdown, and then they've obviously had to go back and turn around and go, actually, we're not getting rid of the AAA games. We're going to do that as well, but we're going to concentrate on these free to play games as well. And I think we were all talking about this last week about different types of games and how much we're going to pay for them and stuff like that. Is this going to be the right move for them? That's the question.
In the world of gaming today, it seems to be how things are moving. You find more time and effort by studios put into games, and I hate to bring it up, but like Fortnite, cost you nothing to get into it. You can download and start playing it, and if you want to spend money, the ability is always there. They're always going to give you that ability.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking there. Obviously, with more free-to-play games, I think it generates, if it hits off, it generates a lot more money because, like, you look at Fortnite, it was pretty much empty to begin with, and obviously it gained popularity. Then they ended up just making millions. So I think Ubisoft have looked at that and thought, well, hang on, if Epic can do that with Fortnite, why don't we try putting our hand in that pot and see if we can meet it with similar success?
And they have. Ubisoft has a few fingers in the free-to-play world. Trackmania is one that you can download and just start racing little F1 cars. It's fun. It is very basic for what it is, but they've been doing that for a little while now with some success, and I'm guessing that success helped them take that next leap.
Yeah, and obviously, as you've seen with like Fortnite as well, as you've got the mobile version. Obviously, Call of Duty have started doing that now. Obviously, I think that the shift is going from like games which are accessible across like multiple mobile phones and stuff like that, the free-to-play ones.
The Call of Duty Battle Royale mode they just came out with not too long ago is actually one of the things that was cited by Ubisoft when they announced this. They said that it was apparent with the way that Call of Duty was going that this is not only a viable mode, but one that fans are willing to support. And I guess the proof is literally in the pudding.
I remember as well that, what was one of the biggest games before Fortnite came out?
Oh,
it was another free-to-play game. Candy Crush.
Oh God.
Yeah.
As far as revenue goes, in terms of a fortune, because people play it's free, but then people will just kick in an extra couple of quid here and there just because they can do. I don't know what they get. I never played it, so I don't know what the rewards are for paying money to them. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's been around for a while, and I think they kind of late jumping onto the bandwagon now. But that's the way it's going to go.
I mean, the original story stated, it said, Ubisoft has said it will release big-budget, free-to-play versions of some of its major franchises, as well as continue its traditional full-price AAA releases of things like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry. They're speaking with investors, Ubisoft financial boss Frederick Duvet, I think it's Duvet, said the company's focus on releasing 3 to 4 big-budget games per year was no longer a proper indication of our value creation dynamic. Where in normal speak, Ubisoft wants its profits to grow by making even more money from other things. On Twitter, Ubisoft Sean Lama clarified this does not mean free-to-play games would replace AAA games. Instead, it meant Ubisoft now saw free-to-play as an additional experience, an additional way to experience some of their IPs. With Call of Duty as an example of the model. So, for example, you had Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 1, 2, blah, 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 it goes through, and then they brought Warzone out. Warzone was completely free, and it added to their collection. So it didn't change anything. It didn't bring out a new title or anything like that. It basically said, well, we hear you. You like your Modern Warfare 3? Here's a Warzone to go with it. And I think that's where Ubisoft are now going with this.
So are we going to see fewer game modes in their AAA releases? I mean, Call of Duty Zombies was a game changer when it first came out. Every game now has some sort of wave survival. It's something that's just kind of ingrained in the genre now. Are we going to be seeing Call of Duty Zombies come out as a free-to-play add-on instead of a mode in the next release? Are we going to actually get less for our money out of this now that they're doing free-to-play, I guess would be the question.
Well, I don't think so, no, because if you look at Warzone's a completely different. It's a battle royale. They're basically saying, I mean, they've tried a battle royale. They have Hyperscape, and it's okay, but it didn't take off. It flopped like God knows what. And I think they expected it to take off more than it did, and it didn't. It was just like, yeah, whatever. Everybody else has done this already. You're just joining the back of the queue. And I think, as you say, are they going to bring zombies out and it's going to take it away from the core game? And I don't think that's necessarily the case because Warzone added to the experience. Now, sorry, go on.
But we all know. No, sorry, dude. Go ahead.
See, that's the thing as well, though. It's like, is it just going to be free to play battle royales all the time? Or, because obviously there is other examples of amazing games which are free to play, but they're not battle royales. So, are they going to go down the battle royale route, or are they going to change and bring out a completely different, like a single player game free to play?
I think the crucial bit, though, it says it's going to bring free-to-play versions of some of its major franchises, and it actually directly links to Call of Duty. And the one thing Call of Duty did... Sorry, go ahead.
No, and that's what causes me to ask. They could have thrown Warzone as a battle royale mode in with the next release of Modern Warfare, for example, or whatever the next title that was due for this year's release was. Instead, they chose to release it as a free-to-play add-on. So we're not getting a battle royale in a full multiplayer mode in Call of Duty. You have to get that separately. So it makes me wonder if the next Zombies is just going to be a standalone. I go ahead and make that prediction. The next time you see Call of Duty Zombies released is going to be in a standalone free-to-play game.
But is that a bad thing?
23rd of May. I'll remember that.
Well, I don't know if that's a bad thing, because on one hand, they can probably put more resources into making it a full-fledged, better game. But on the other hand, you're not going to get that now when you pay that $60 for the next Call of Duty. So for years now, yeah, go ahead.
It raises the question then, so obviously if you're taking more and more modes out of the base game and having them separately, should you be paying still the full price for that game?
But was Warzone included originally?
No, that's not what we're saying. But with the popularity of Battle Royale, it was only a matter of time before Activision, Blizzard, or whoever's actually responsible for making those decisions decided to stick one into a Call of Duty game. And the decision they made to make it separate guaranteed them an increased revenue stream.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. And that's the thing is you log on and play World of Warcraft, you log on and play Diablo, you log on and play Overwatch, you log on and play Call of Duty. You already have Warzone. It's already there.
Right.
So technically you're getting something for free.
True. But
what they're going to try and do...
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, what they're going to try and do, and I think every company will try this at some point, is they're just going to try and see how much they can get away with before there's too much pushback where people will say, I'm not having this anymore. And there's a lot of outcry and, calling out to it these very shady practices. They're just going to see what they can get away with to start off with.
So in my opinion, this is the replacement for loot boxes. Honestly, if you can't charge people for random loot because it's gambling, charge them for loot anyway.
Exactly.
You know what you're getting. It's a value proposition between the company and you. Here's a game. We can make it easier, or we can make you stand out more. Give us money.
Yeah. Not only do they get around loot boxes or the loot box concept of, obviously, as you say, gambling, they now turn around and go, yeah, but we're giving you the game for free. You can play it for free. We're not telling you to buy it. So they look like they're on that high and mighty. They're like, oh, well, we didn't tell them to spend all that money.
Exactly.
But were you making any money? It literally says on it. It literally says that they want to, they want to increase their revenue.
And they see this as a way to do it. So I'm going to make a couple of predictions about the free-to-play thing. You're gonna stop seeing a lot of extra modes in games. When you're gonna get a game, a AAA game, you're going to get the base game. Yeah. I don't think you're gonna see much for multiplayer in AAA anymore. They've been going away from single player for years now, focusing on developing multiplayer experiences for everyone, basically treating single player modes like training. With all these free-to-play options, they're not going to be able to do that anymore.
I disagree with you. I think Ubisoft is actually one of the developers that tends to keep the single player alive.
I'm speaking more in general of the games industry overall.
Oh yeah, no, I get that, and I totally understand that. But there is, I mean, to completely argue that, you've got things like Cyberpunk, Red Dead Redemption, which had a single player release first. How many games are Ubisoft? Far Cry, as I mentioned, Far Cry is a big single player game.
It used to have multiplayer, but they took it out. The old Far Cries.
Ghost Recon.
Yep.
Ubisoft is probably one of the developers that still maintains the concept of Assassin's Creed. Exactly. As O'Sully said, it's Assassin's Creed. That, I mean, look at that. That's an entire genre dedicated to single player. I think, as I say, Ubisoft is one of the developers that still producers, I should say, that actually still hold on
Well,
to the single player concept. I think people like
let's
Activision are moving away from that.
let's not take a second here and pretend that Ubisoft hasn't dabbled their toes in those waters. I think everyone remembers Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Yeah,
Um, disaster. What was the Black Flag?
yeah. Black
You
Flag
know,
was a
they
brilliant game, but obviously every time they've tried to bring in like the multiplayer aspects into Assassin's Creed, it didn't work. Like the
right.
multiplayer was shocking. It's
So
like,
that's Ubi's strong suit apparently is crafting that well played one player game.
yeah,
But what's going to happen to that now?
It,
Oh, as
I,
far as tacking on multiplayer games, there was also Arkham Origins, if you remember this one, because they tried to tack in some sort of third-person shooter where you're also up against Batman and Robin, where you kind of either play as the thugs, the henchmen, or you play as Batman and Robin, you have to take them all down. And I played the game, didn't touch that once because it just looked garbage. I thought, it's just not for me.
Yeah, if I'm going to play something like that, I'll go play Evolution or Friday the 13th or, something with some excitement behind it.
Yeah, it just looked, I don't know, it just didn't look interesting at all.
yeah.
no.
It was same for me for the Assassin's Creed ones. I was like, to me, Assassin's Creed it's solely a single player game. It's meant to be experienced as a single player.
Mhm.
But
Because I
then
mean,
you can't argue that they're going to try and dabble in multiplayer. I mean,
oh yeah,
to keep yourself alive, you need to be within the multiplayer
yeah,
industry because that's where everything's at. As
yeah.
Hightower said, they've dabbled. They just didn't dabble the right way. Maybe this is their way of dabbling the right way.
Oh, we
I
can
mean,
only hope.
the payoff could be huge. Yeah, it could do one or two things. It'll make Ubisoft or break them. Because I mean, to be fair, they haven't done that bad in terms of the multiplayer side. Obviously, Siege, obviously that has niggling issues. But the be all end all, it's survived nearly 6 years now. I
And they're
I think
mean,
they'll fail
they're
with it. I don't
working
think
on
they'll.
some
I
they're
just
working
don't
on
think it'll affect them in any way because sorry, I keep jumping in.
for it.
It,
Just a
if
delay. It's not like we're talking halfway across the world
It's
here.
true, yeah, it's a good point. No, if anything goes wrong, they'll just do the usual put out a public statement. Sorry about this. We thought you'd like it. Apparently not. Like
Yeah.
a half-assed apology. They might lose a little bit of money, but in the long scheme of things, it won't make a difference. And
yeah,
Right.
just carry on.
Because there's always going to be, even in an unsuccessful game, there's always going to be somebody that finds it, the best thing ever, and they're
yeah.
gonna pay what they need to pay to do
Yeah.
what they want to do. So
Take my view on Siege.
Siege is still
no,
popular though. Siege is still, still going
well
quite strong, isn't it?
they're
It's a
working on
damn
some
good game,
changes
but
to that, aren't they?
it's a damn good game, but it could be damn frustrating, as Mike knows as well.
What was that? Sorry, Hightower.
Oh, so they're working on some changes, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they are actually. So upcoming is it Operation North Star, which will test servers go live on the 25th, and obviously it's normally about 2 or 3 weeks after that, unless there's like any underlying issues. But it's Operation North Star, which brings in an operator called Thunderbird. Don't know how they managed to get around the copyright of that one, but
Right.
Thunderbird enters from Nakota, which is obviously like the northern prairies of Canada somewhere. I haven't a clue on that one, but they're also bringing in a crap ton of changes as well. Obviously, the Flavella rework, which I had a quick sneak peek of that, and I actually like the way they've changed that. It's like it's not just a map where you can just literally blow up the whole lot. Like where you could break in normally, you could it's all reinforcing that now, so you can't break in as much. But enough about that. I'll let people have a look at that. But back to the operator. So Thunderbird. So she's pretty much like she's got a device called, where is it? The Corner Station. It can heal allies and enemies. So that's going to be interesting. It can be picked up, and it has a charger as well. So you can only use it once, and then it has a cooldown. And it can revive downed but not out teammates as well. So normally in Siege you get this instance where you're in like a 2v1 situation, one of you goes down, it's like you've got to make a decision. It's like, do I save my teammate and risk losing this round, or do I try and win the gunfight? So this time now, Because I looked at thought that'll be handy for when, like, obviously in that situation, you go, well, just make your way over to the corner station, you can get back up.
And I suppose it could be handy for baiting in some of the opposing team.
Yep.
Oh, look, I can heal myself. Yeah, no, you can't. You can take a bullet.
It even said on the reveal as well, it can be pretty handy when you're in the post-plant situation as well. If you've just got the plant down, you've got like 10 health, and you just look over and it's like, oh, the corner station's there. I'll just quickly nip over there, get healed, back in the fight. Also, obviously, they're giving you the ability to control the utility more when you're dead, because a lot of people, even me, it's nothing worse than when you die in the first couple of seconds, you've now got to wait like 3 or 4 minutes, and the only thing you can really do is call outs. And not everyone knows the game that well, especially new players, all the call outs and stuff like that on the maps. So they can actually like practice. You can take control of the drones now. I think it's apart from Twitch, you won't be able to take control of hers. You can use a utility, but you can't take control of it. Because obviously there'll
Now,
be people who die and just Twitch you for the sake of it.
Ubi said the next Rainbow Six is coming out sometime early next year. That is going to be one of their AAA titles. Do we think we'll be seeing a free-to-play Siege-like follow-up?
I don't know, because you just never can tell with Ubisoft. It's definitely in there, like, because I was thinking, obviously going back to the free to play, will they be doing a Siege like Battle Royale or something like that? But saying that though, the world's not really there in Siege to make, like, obviously the Call of Duty, you've got Verdansk, that's part of the story, it's part of the wider world.
Yep.
Like that will probably make an appearance in the single player at some point in like the next line of Call of Duties, whereas Siege, it's just set maps. I mean, they've got the world and stuff like that, but they haven't really expanded on it as such.
Their maps are more made for squad-based combat.
Yep. It's like there's no real story or background to them. Obviously there's no single player in Siege, so it's like how would you fit that in?
Well, we can see that they can do the multiplayer very well.
Yeah.
How would that change were you to add in a paid mechanism?
Oh well, they already have the paid mechanism in Siege, like obviously with the season passes, skins, and all that stuff. But in terms of the free to play, I don't know how that would work, because I think they'd have to. It would be the same as like the other game developers. Well, it'd be like skins and stuff like that, and battle passes. Obviously, before, was it 2 seasons ago, they didn't have the battle passes in, and they've started going in that direction. It used to be you could buy the full year season pass, that's it. You get all the operators when they come out, when they release, and stuff like that. Whereas now it's each season you've got to buy a new battle pass.
So they're
Means
already
like
learning
buttons, of
nickel and
course.
diamond.
Oh yeah. They ain't gonna pass up on that opportunity.
No, but to be honest,
They've changed it now where basically you only have one to buy though, but they've increased
Yeah.
the price and given you less things for it. So
yeah,
How much does
Take
it cost
it.
now?
it's like
Say
if you
again.
want the new one,
And just say how much does it cost now? Or how much did it cost? How much does it cost now?
I can't remember.
I'm sure the season passes used to cost. I'm sure it was between £20 and £30, and now it's just that. So you got that, and that was it. You were set for the full year. All the operators, everything. Didn't have to buy them. You can keep the renown to spend on skins and stuff like that. And obviously they've realised, or someone's realised, well, hang on, people are just getting all these operators for free for the year. Instead, why don't we just add a season pass for each season? Saying if you want the new operator, you're gonna have to buy it. I mean, you can still wait 3 weeks and you can get it with renown, but the amount of renown you get for the games, unless you've got a booster on constantly, it takes you forever.
It does.
That's the same thing. It's just to see what they can get away with. You know, if
Yep.
people are still going to, yeah, I mean, you have to, everybody says this, you have to just vote with your wallet. If you don't like that, you would stop paying for it, and then they'll get the message, and hopefully, you know, they'll go back to how it should be, or they'll go back to a more customer friendly way, I suppose.
But
I mean,
going back, oh, carry on, Hightower. I'm just having
just saying they're only friendly as long as your wallet's open.
Yep.
Talk money to me,
Give
baby.
me
Talk money
money.
to me. I've got all day for that.
Give me money.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to seeing that, aren't we?
Oh yes, and all our news in the new season, obviously, Arma's getting replaced. Now it's now has a health value assigned to them based on how fast they move. So the more thick you are, the more health you have.
Ooh, thick. I like thick.
So yeah, the likes of Tachanka, Rook, all the 3 armors, they're getting a nice little health bonus. And if you're fast as hell, well, you don't get as much health.
That'll be interesting.
Where is it? So what was it? So 1 speeds are getting 100 HP, 2 speeds are getting 110, and the thick boys and girls out there are getting 125 HP for the
Okay.
3 speeds. But you still obviously have the Rook armor as well, because obviously you couldn't just take Rook out, take his gadget away, because then what would you replace it with? Obviously, and the same for Maestro and Mirror and bulletproof cameras, they can now be cracked, so you can't see out of them. So that adds a new dynamic. So Mirror players and Maestro players, they've got to be a bit extra careful of where they put them. Melusi, you can now shoot out her Banshee when you get caught in it, so she's not as she's still effective, but not as effective as what she used to be, because you couldn't really destroy, could you? You had to get like right close, and by that point, you slowed right down. Someone could just crawl around the corner, peek around the corner. Oh, he's gone a bit slow. Pop, dude.
I
So
mean,
that's going to be coming up
go ahead.
In the next season.
And for those of us who don't live in Siege, when's that coming?
Test servers go live on the 25th of May, and they haven't given an exact release date, but normally the way Ubi works on that one, it's usually about 2 or 3 weeks after the test servers went live, then the new season drops.
Awesome.
Obviously, smoke canisters don't go through walls, and you can actually see through it this time.
See through walls?
Yeah, the smoke used to like dissipate into the walls, so you could be on the other side of the wall and the smoke would come through and you'd still get affected by it, even though you're not in its AoE. They've changed that now where you can see through it a bit better and it dissipates a bit better.
I mean, it's not grounded in realism, because I'm fairly confident smoke wouldn't go through a wall.
No.
No.
So
I
yeah,
mean, if smoke's going through your walls, you need to contact your contractor and get him in there, take a look at something.
Yeah.
Mid firefighting. Hiya, Dave. Bullet off my head.
Yeah, you can.
Now,
yeah, it says here Operation North Star to hit live servers potentially mid-June with the battle pass and more to go along with it.
Awesome.
So that's a lot of changes in a bunch of AAA titles in the world of AAA games. There was also some big news this week in more indie games, although I don't know why they consider these indie. Valheim hit almost 7 million sales earlier this week. Everyone seems to think it's moving up. They've made some changes. They're making some improvements to it, moving beyond the building, adding more to it. But the company that owns the company that publishes Valheim, it's published by Coffee Stain Studios, Coffee Stain Publishing. Yeah. But the company that owns them actually owns a couple of really large development houses too. Gearbox Software, THQ Nordic. And all combined, this one company is putting out over 150 games. So they have 150 games in development between all of these studios. So at 7 million sales and a conglomerate in ownership, at what point are they not indie anymore?
Yeah. Well, well, Coffee Stain itself is an indie developer, because they're the developers of Satisfactory, which is technically classed as an indie game as well. The subsidiary of Coffee Stain actually creates Valheim, but as you say, they've got. Well, do they have we don't know what's behind. We don't know what's behind the doors. Are they getting support from Coffee Stain? Are they still Coffee Stain? You know, what's the setup there? What's happening there? You know what I mean?
Coffee Stain is owned by a group called the Embracer Group. And if you go ahead and look them up, you can see they are a huge multinational conglomerate that covers, dozens of titles you may not actually think would be anything to do with indie studios. So even an indie studio, an indie developer with that type of parentage, are they really indie anymore?
Mm.
I mean, that's like
Yeah.
Nestle or Kraft buying up a small bakery and then, labeling their stuff with that bakery. Is it still? Is it still,
Yeah.
Well,
Handcraft?
yeah,
It's
but
still
look at it.
worth it.
Okay, I see your point. But let me put it this way, yeah? So you have X4, an indie development company. It is a lead
Exactly.
developer, a very small
Mhm.
group, and then he does crowdfunding, and you get a few million people who deposit money in. Is that any different than having a powerhouse behind you?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. That's completely different.
Is it
Because
though?
when you get
Still
that
the same
powerhouse
developer.
behind you, somebody's got those reins. When coffee house wants to make a big decision, a big change, they're not the last word on that anymore.
Yeah,
You
let's go
know,
to a board, wouldn't they?
right. So
Yeah.
if Embracer doesn't want coffee house to develop or Coffee Stain to develop in-house this new game or new idea, what are they going to do? They can't just say, "Oh, well, we're going to do it anyway." Whereas if you're kickstarting it, you are beholden to nobody other than the few backers that you've got, and you only are beholden to them as far as you made a promise of releasing something. So,
Okay, but can you then turn around and go, "Hey, Ubisoft," since we spoke about Ubisoft, "Hey, Ubisoft, I've got this great game idea," and they turn around and go, "Yeah, it's awesome. Do whatever you want. Bye." They're still technically backing them, but they're not having any interaction with them. So,
Whereas obviously with
are you indie or aren't you indie? Well, then.
well, I mean, if you don't have that sort of interference from your, parent company, if
We-
you have that independence, then yeah, but
And that takes me right back to what I said. We don't know what's in the background, what is truly happening. Now, the one thing I would say is Valheim's made 7 million copies, and it's not well, it's cheap, but it's not like $2.99 cheap. I think it's like something like £13, £14, something like that.
like,
Nearly
it's
nearly $20 at least. So
it's
a
mid
bargain.
range.
that's a good price for a game. So they've that's got to be at least 70 million in the bank.
Oh yeah.
And we've not
Oh,
seen
yeah.
we've seen no updates. We've seen nothing. They definitely don't need crowdfunding.
Well,
Well,
they keep
where's
talking about plans.
plans? Plans. I like plans. I can eat with plans.
Yeah,
You know what I
plans.
mean?
Plans and a handful of seeds that you got a garden.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing there. There's nothing for them to turn around and go, we have. It's, well, we're going to have. It's like, well, funny enough, lots of games say they're going to have, and we still don't see them.
But
Yep.
it's still early access too, isn't it?
Yeah, but 70 million. They've at least made 70
Yeah,
million. Why is there no bigger development on this?
Yeah, I mean, sorry, like if you've got that many people buying a game, I think it's way beyond early access. Early access and what it's been out nearly a year now.
Valheim,
Yeah,
no, it's not been out for a year yet.
When did it release? And
I'd
because
say
obviously,
nearly.
It's not been out for that long.
because they're in danger after keeping it early access. They might fall into the same trap as what DayZ did. How long has that been in early access
7
for
days
now?
to die.
Oh yes.
Is DayZ still a thing, or is it died
Yeah.
a death at this point? It still is.
I don't know which
Yeah.
version we're on. I don't know whether we're a modded version or a standalone game, or I don't know.
They've went
We're
down
running
to
a
the
modern version.
I
It
also
went
said
down to the
February. Was it only released 3 months ago?
Really?
No. Even I thought it was longer than that.
I thought it was like 6-7 months ago.
Well, you thought it was a
So
year,
for
so don't lie to
3
us.
months
Yeah.
they haven't come out with any major updates in 3 months. Hold your horses. They're working on it.
70 million in the bank. Hell, I'd be
Well,
like,
yeah,
screw you guys, I'm
money
going
in the
home.
world.
And they
All
can't
money
use
in
the pandemic as an excuse now either, 'cause everything's opening up.
Right.
Oh, I'd be like 70 million. I'm going to the bank, boys. See you later.
This is it.
That's what they've done. They've saw the customers coming. Holiday lads.
Yeah, that's it. Long extension holiday. Things are opening up. Let's go. All
if people
right.
if people complain, just blame it on COVID.
Exactly. No, we'll just say we were early access and we never promised anything.
There's an old engineering term, which is you can't hire 9 women to make a baby in 1 month. Sometimes it just takes time. You don't want it to. Oh, Hightower's gone.
Yeah, we got to wait for Hightower.
Exhausted. Wait for him to come back.
Wait for him to come back.
But yeah, sometimes these things take time, and it's
You
frustrating.
get 2 of me now.
Oh,
It's not what happens. It doubles you.
Oh, it's double me. Yeah.
No,
These.
you can high five yourself. High five yourself.
I should have. Yeah. Boom.
Get your hand out of my face.
Don't you put your hand in my face? So that was it's big news though, isn't it? It's big news that 7 million copies. That's
a lot, yeah.
I mean, credit where credit's due. I mean, that's a fantastic effort. 7 million copies in 3 months.
Yeah, that's.
How have I not heard of this game?
Valheim?
What is it? Yeah.
Have you been on a rock?
Yeah. What rock have you been hiding under?
Viking Minecraft.
Yeah, it's basically
okay.
it's basically Minecraft like Vikings, and you build. There's doing some amazing builds. I think like people have built like Death Stars and all sorts in it, and it's got some scale of physics on it. You know, you can't build a wall that's like sticking out; it'll just collapse. And they managed to make these humongous builds. It's really, really good, really, really good.
I think the best one I've seen so far is a 2-scale Eiffel Tower.
Oh yeah, the Eiffel Tower, and they actually did it where they showed it building and just going like that all the way up, and it was really, really smart. I mean, for a game that's built and designed to be like a Viking-based game, and you gotta what you call it, an Eiffel Tower and hit. That's
People always find a way.
Always.
Well, the Vikings
This is the way.
Vikings did go to France. They did end up going into France and stuff like that. So
this is the way.
This is the way.
Is the way.
Here's something, a bit of side trivia. I think this week in the news, I'm sure I read that the oldest, or the believed to be oldest coprolite, which is a fancy word for fossilized shit, basically, has been found.
Oh no, not this story.
nice.
Not this story.
Have you heard it? So
I've
it's
seen it on Facebook,
said to be a Viking, and the meat. I think the meal mainly. I don't know how they figure this stuff out. Mainly consisted of meat and some other nasty stuff. The kind of stuff you'd expect a Viking to eat, and it was rather large. Apparently,
Yes.
this guy, really dropped some big ones. There you go.
It's disgusting.
Welcome to the Rugged Podcast, folks. Yes, we are talking about fossilized shit.
It's horrible because there's I can't believe I'm running with this story, but I'm going to. I'm sold on this now. Well, basically, my ex's mum's partner, when they were getting married, we went to Amsterdam, and I'm sure it was the Amsterdam trip, and then one of the lads came out and went, "Holy shit! There's like the biggest, humongous turd I've ever seen in there." And we're like, "What? What the fuck?" Oh, it's like, oh no. Welcome to Rugged Gamer After Dark.
What are you into after dark?
No. It was the Babe with the Powers just put. It's like we've arrived at the weird part of YouTube. Welcome to Rugged Gamer After Dark.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring that back to dark.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely have to bring that back. I mean, that was obviously that was a private thing between a few of us, where basically we just. Shit wasn't off the charts. You know what I mean? We talked about some random stuff.
All holds barred.
No holds barred. That's the one. So let's move away. Let's move away from fossilized turds. Let's talk about. I want to take a minute here now. We're just over halfway now, and I'm going to steal it back off Hightower for a minute. First of all, I want to say thank you to Hightower for taking this opportunity to take over the hosting. We're going to be trying to do this a little bit more moving forward with the podcasts, where it's not just me. Obviously, we're trying to develop a studio-based thing. So obviously, I'm the main person who does all the running of it and everything like that. But it's still good to see other people start it, and that's what we're going to try and do. Obviously, Hightower's had to play around with it this week. We've got a little bit of tweaking to take away from it and make it a little bit smoother. In terms of, obviously, Hightower's talking to me, and I didn't have the side-to-side for that. I'm sorry, Hightower, but we'll sort that out for next time. But moving forward, that's what we're going to be doing. So let us know what you're thinking about that. If you are watching on the YouTube side of things, then definitely leave comments and let us know. with that as well. I also want to take this time to thank Dukmeister and ProDoktorDank, as always, for joining us. Hopefully we'll see these guys more and more as we develop these podcasts, and we'll try and bring you podcasts that may not contain shit.
Warning: all podcasts may contain shit.
Yes.
And may be a bit nutty.
But I do want to take
snotty.
this moment, though, to move slightly, well, it's not away from gaming, but to move slightly away from the digital world and say a couple of thank yous to a couple of people that I didn't get a chance to do properly throughout the beginning of the podcasts because we were still trying to work out where our head from our arse was. I want to do a
Somebody
massive...
decided.
Somebody decided what? Somebody decided what?
Oh, somebody decided just to,
What, drop it on your lap?
flaunt the time that we were planning. Had other things to do, apparently.
Flaunt the time? What? No idea what you mean.
Yeah.
Never
Right.
confirm nor deny
No,
that.
I confirm nor deny that I passed out after my LARP event. Can neither confirm nor deny that, but I did. I passed out. I was tired. It's
I can confirm it. I have pictures.
Oh shit! No, I did. I sent you one. But
Yep.
anyways, back to what I was saying. I want to say a massive shout out and a massive thank you to Tia, who was somebody who I met at the LARP event, and she was the one. I think it was actually. I thought it was on her, which is why I'm saying thank you now to her because off camera, I was talking to Dank about my experiences with LARP and stuff like that. And I said, this girl, she was half my size, half everything. Like I could touch her head and push her away from me. You know what I mean? And within the space of about 10 seconds, I've managed to beat the living shit out of me. And I was like, led on the floor, like crying like a little girl. But but last week, right? No, don't say it. Don't say it. I know what you're gonna say.
Typical Sunday.
Typical Sunday. But yeah, she taught me a lot of lessons last week, and yeah, I actually have come a long way. So that's pretty awesome. So thank you very much for that, Tia, and a massive shout out to the whole LARP group as well, for making me pass out and miss the start of my own podcast. It's been a tiring day. So thank you to them. I also want to do another massive shout out to Jay Swift, the author who we've been working closely recently, and hopefully we'll see a lot more develop. And we have got a little giveaway to do as well that I'll let Hightower announce when we're doing that. But just want to do a massive shout out to her as well. And finally, for my shout outs, a massive thank you to Red Event Games, who was on last week for our guest. Thank you to him for joining us and talking about the indie side of things in more detail. That was pretty awesome. So that's enough from me. As I say, if you've got any suggestions about how we've been doing things, definitely leave them. But we're going to pass it back over to Hightower now again, so you can continue running this episode of the podcast. Thank you for listening to me drone on, and again, thank you everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to running it directly into the ground. But if we could just stay away from the fossilized shit, and on to, well, how about other things made of stone, like mountains?
Mountains. Oh,
Big
hills.
Hills.
Big hills.
Big hills.
Peaks of big hills. 3 of them.
3 of them. Yeah.
I mean, we call them big hills. You probably just call them your backyard.
Well, yeah, I live, a few hundred feet up the side of a hill, so yeah.
Yeah, Hightower very kindly referring to, I've got a charity event coming on, and this is the reason that I was coming on the podcast in the first place a couple of weeks ago, and I completely forgot to mention it because I was having so much fun. So, it just completely went by. But there is an event where myself and a friend of mine are going to attempt something called the 3 Peaks Challenge. And this is, in the UK, there's the 3 tallest mountains. So the tallest mountain in Scotland, the tallest mountain in England, and the tallest mountain in Wales. So Ben Nevis, Scafell Pike, Mount Snowdon. We're going to go up and down those in 24 hours. More driving involved than anything. This is the bit I'm most kind of, dreading, just the sitting in the car and waiting for the journey to be over. But yeah, we're raising some money for a charity called JDRF, which is Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. And these guys deal a lot with children, of course, who have been recently diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. they work right from the get-go. So as soon as the diagnosis comes in, let's say you're in hospital or wherever, they have packs sent out, and they're all the reading material that they send to explain what's going on is all at the kind of relevant age. So depending on whether the child is, very young, teenager, wherever it might be, he or she might be, it's all relevant to, their age group. There's also some other books in there, some fiction, and there is a nice cuddly toy as well. Thank you very much for sharing the link as well. So Hightower's very lovely other half has very kindly posted the link in the chat as well. So we're just raising better half, of course. So whatever you can raise, we're just trying to take as much money as possible because obviously it's for a good cause, it's a charity. I'm taking absolutely nothing from it. You'll be happy to know it goes directly to them. So yeah, whatever anybody can kick forward. I promise you, if it's any consolation, I'll probably be very sore and very tired by the end of it. So there's something to look forward to, me just being miserable. And I promise to do some videos going up and down each mountain, just to kind of do a bit of a vlog as we're trekking out in the wilderness.
So sorry to cut you off there. So what was what was your initial targets for raising, and what because I know you've done a stretch limit now, haven't you?
Yeah, the initial target was £200, and we've met that already. And so I bumped it up to 300. I'm going to see how we go from there, and I'll just keep adjusting it, as time goes by.
Having just refreshed the page, this says you've reached that 300 already as well.
No.
I'd just like to take this minute now to say thank you, Dukmeister, for helping us out. Thank you for leading me directly into this. But as a part of being at the studio would like to donate £100 to your cause. There it is there. So you've now reached your target. So
hey,
that means a lot. Thank you very much for that.
We're getting way smoother with our segues here.
That's really good. Yeah.
We're getting there.
It means a massive amount. Thank you very much for that. And as well, if you follow the link, there's a much longer story as to why I'm doing it, all the rest of it. So feel free, to give it a read. But no, thanks very much for that, guys. That honestly means a massive amount. Wow.
Yeah. Well, now I know we spoke off camera about doing something like that, but I wanted to make it official, and there it is, £100 to it. So you've now reached your second target. So you now need to make a third one.
We'll have to. Yeah, we'll have to stretch it a bit further. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's
a great cause.
Yeah, definitely a great cause, and Dukmeister's been my friend now for a good number of years, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in pain. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing him completing the 3 peak challenges. Obviously,
be nothing more exciting than seeing Hans in pain.
Oh God,
oh yes,
the hands
2019,
the hands tash. But yeah, we'll honestly we look forward to hearing about that story and seeing you obviously completing that. It's going to be definitely interesting.
Hopefully the weather's nice.
Yeah. Hopefully so. So my uncle's done it in the past, and some other lads I know have done it in the past. And they say, Ben Nevis, when you get to the top of that, it could be very bad. It could be snowing, could be 45-mile-an-hour winds. And my uncle says when he got up there, it was calm. You could have dropped a feather, and there was about 6 inches of snow, so it was fine. Hopefully that, but we'll have to see. Hopefully
never guaranteed.
Yeah,
never guaranteed in the UK.
Well, it's Scotland, so it's probably going to be raining. I just assume we'll have to see.
But no, honestly, we wish you the best of luck for that.
So, we do.
Thank you.
So obviously, I know we put in £100 there, but if you could even just spare £1, £1 goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely anything. Every little helps.
Sorry, I'll correct myself. $1 or £1.
Yeah.
Or €1.
Or €1, whatever your currency is.
Should we just go through the currency list?
I'm the token American here. I get that. You don't have to point it out.
Yeah, but when you say pound, it sounds funny. So.
Pound.
Should I say quid?
Quid.
Yeah, dude.
Dabs. Use dabs. 6 dabs. Or notes.
Or what?
If you're from close to Manchester, you say instead of something 30
hold on. Somebody in the chat wants him to say quid again.
Quid. Like 30 quid.
Nice.
Donate that much.
Say pounds though.
Pounds?
Well, no, because Americans use pounds, don't they? Because Americans still on the imperial,
Like I weigh.
Pounds is weight, yeah. Pounds is weight.
And don't even give me hell about the friggin' English system and the weight. It's called the English system.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
We never really adopted metric. It's god awful what we've got over here.
No, somebody decided at one point in time he was going to give me a hard time about saying things in pounds instead of kilograms. And then he goes on to tell me how much he weighs in stones.
We just like, mixing these things up.
Right? But I had
Look,
to go learn what the hell a stone was. 14 pounds.
I thought you guys would have that because you all do
Oh,
pounds. I mean,
yeah.
it makes no sense. There's 16 ounces in a pound.
Yeah,
and 14
let's talk.
pounds in a
Let's
stone.
talk feet, yards, miles, and then kilometers. Like, what?
Just horrible.
Okay. There's 3 feet in a yard. There's 5,280 feet in a mile. What about this are you not getting?
I don't know what kind of crack they were smoking when they came up with that, but it must have
Well,
been
anything to do with
pretty
maths.
Considering
and
the
that's
system
you
is
go.
called English, what kind of crack were you smoking when y'all came up
Yeah,
with
I
this?
don't know. This is the royal we, whoever came up with all this nonsense.
Yeah. It's like
Alright.
an inch and then a foot to foot. Like, yeah, no, we're good. But
Well-
it has given some of us the ability to convert easily into kilometers and kilograms and stuff like that. So we get by.
Yeah, my conversions are always rough estimations, and they're always very far off the mark. I know there's more miles in a kilometer. No, more kilometers in a mile.
A mile is 1.6 or a kilometer is 0.62 miles.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
So
'cause
100 kilometers an hour is about 62 miles an hour. There's
Yes,
2.2
that's
pounds in a
right.
kilogram.
Just you
Remember a
just hitting my
story-
brain. You're hitting my brain.
yeah, I'm terrible at maths to begin with, and just numbers in general.
I'm
Just,
out of water. I need a distraction.
So if you were to venture over to the Republic of Ireland, so Northern Ireland, that's still part of the UK, still UK territory, still on miles per hour, whatever else. Republic of Ireland, they do kilometers an hour. And I remember an old boss of mine telling me when he went over to Republic of Ireland, the speed limit was 80 kilometers an hour, and he was bowling down the motorway doing 80 miles an hour, and he got a ticket for it. And he
Oh, I
went to
can
his son who lives there. Yeah, and he says, "What do I do?" And his son just goes, "Just pay it. What do you expect? Well, you can't explain your way to it through ignorance. Just have to pay it, don't you?"
yeah,
No, I live very close to Canada, and they do everything, metric, Celsius. So you either have to learn quickly or you don't drive across the border.
Yeah. Celsius, I like Celsius. I'm really. I can't fathom out Fahrenheit.
It's a
same phenomenon,
complicated
isn't it?
formula. The only place they match Celsius is 40 below zero. It's the same temperature, but freezing is 32 degrees.
I'll
Boiling
probably
212.
never experience. Yeah. Well, this is it because I remember being when I used to go up to the US, it was you'd say 90 degrees is a good day. It's a hot day. 100 degrees is a very very hot day. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
talking Florida,
Fahrenheit
it's just-
is based on the human's comfort level. So
yeah.
I just going if it's cold, it's cold. It's hot. Job done.
Yeah.
There you
Well, that's, yeah.
if I'm sweating, it's hot. If I'm shivering, it's cold, or I've got a fever.
Yep.
But either way,
All right, so there we go. So look, it's been a school lesson and everything today.
well, that's what you get when you have me host. We're not going to talk about the same thing.
We need to make our own more sign.
Right?
Need to get on that.
Oh, yeah. I love that. But I actually have a last little bit of gaming related news if you want to stick with
yeah,
it
that's
through this.
You mean gaming related news on a gaming podcast? Wow!
I thought I'd try something different. I thought to go in a different direction this week. So
Well, it didn't go to movies this week.
it didn't go to the movies. I've actually got some TV related stuff
Hey!
to talk about. So there's still this lawsuit going on between Apple and Epic Games, and it's like a terrible divorce. It's just horrible things going back and forth. I've just been pulling news articles left, right, and center for this. So let me just pull one up quickly. Apparently,
You'd think you'd have this prepared.
I did have this prepared. Yeah. Apparently, Apple says it made over $100 million in commission from Fortnite. So it means that they're clearly, making a lot of money off it. But also, Apple also says that they don't know if the App Store is profitable. But they don't deny that it likely is, which is the worst wording, the most bullshit terminology for them saying, "We don't want to tell you," I've ever heard.
We don't want to pay taxes, but
Yeah.
Have we lost
Yeah, I
one
don't know
again?
if it's really profitable. It's such a weird back and forth. It's like, it's like I feel like the Gates divorce is going to be just as nasty because there's some horrible things coming out about that. but this is really they're trying to turn over as many stones as possible.
Tax evasion? Nah, they don't do things like that.
No.
They don't tax their jets in Antigua.
We've got to be quiet because if we talk about their taxes, we'll get shut down.
It's actually the Cayman Islands. They have no corporate tax rate.
Yeah,
You
well,
learn
there
these
go.
things as an American.
I need to move. I need to move away then.
I wish I was
but
rich
you have
enough
to
so I didn't have to pay all
incorporate.
these taxes.
Yep. Avoiding taxes is a very rich thing to do.
Yeah, you ain't got the
So-
money, Dank. They'll look at you and laugh at you.
Yeah.
Pay your taxes.
Oh, you just turn around and walk down them stairs made of money and just leave the island, please. Thank you. Goodbye.
Probably throw me the keys to the car and tell me not to scratch it.
So,
Right.
So, I mean, obviously, I've not been keeping up with this like Apple and Epic thing. What was the original cause of it?
So, oh god,
Boils down to basically Epic didn't want to keep shelling out money to Apple that they felt they could get themselves to have the app listed on the App Store.
So it's kind of relevant to the Ubisoft thing as well. It's companies want more money. Who'd have thunk it?
Right?
One
And then-
very wealthy company wants money from another very wealthy company, and they're just going back and forth, with lawyers.
Epic's managed to frame it as sort of a antitrust, a monopoly type lawsuit. They're saying that because Apple restricts your installation of apps to apps downloaded from their store, Epic has no way of getting their program onto an iPhone or iPad other than through Apple's store, and you have to pay for that, and they don't think that's fair. Well,
Yeah.
I doubt fairness has anything to do with it. They don't think that's super profitable.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yes, but let's
Yeah.
put nice words on it. Make everybody
did.
upset, and then
I don't know lawsuit.
we can make lots of money. Oh, yes. Let's not get shut down.
Right.
Right. Well, we like surprises here, and we're going to move again slightly away from gaming. And we're going to do a giveaway.
But it's a game.
Oh, no, not that giveaway. The book. Did I tell you about my friend with a book?
We need a smoother segue into that. Come on, man.
Please show me the book. Please show me the book, Mike. I'm dying to see it.
I actually can't show you the book because the book is currently in the car because today they have all been signed. Yeah, they've all been signed now. So I did promise that they were going to be signed by the author. So they are now signed by the author. We've already had two winners, or Sully and Tanae have both won themselves a copy of the book already. So who is it going to be today? So Hightower, do you want to take us on the spin?
Oh, I don't have a spin prepared.
I do.
The Wheel of Fortune.
Look at the spin. It spins and
See, this is-
everything.
This is what
The Ring of
happens when you
Fire.
don't tell me what's up.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to throw things in though.
Yeah,
Wheel
surprise,
of
surprise.
Fortune.
Wheel of misfortune.
Well, there's no misfortune on this wheel.
Should be
Wait, is there a
throwing
name
that.
in that?
Throwing darts. So let's just get some throwing darts and pretend I want to throw darts at Robbie himself. I mean, pick a name.
I just want to take this opportunity as well to say, because I know he or she has been speaking a lot in the chat, and I've been noticing the things you've been putting in, and it's a very fantastic name, Big Monkey Meat. I just want to call it that.
That's a she. That's monkey.
Big Monkey Meat, excellent username.
Big Monkey Meat is one of our Discord community managers. So if you ever have a problem on the Discord, she's one of the people that will come and help you.
Yeah, she's one of the people you cry to. Help me! My life is a
And
failure.
then she comes and she tells us, and we laugh. So
Yeah, but she's not laughing at you though, so you feel good. You know what I mean?
right, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Right.
made this wheel a bit fast.
I've not even spun the wheel yet.
All right.
The wheel's just
All right,
spinning
let's
there
give it a
nicely.
spin so we
AJ spin that
we can
stuff.
actually see who
You're
gets
the one
book.
who's in charge.
And I just told you to spin the damn wheel, didn't I?
Spin the wheel. Right.
This is what we
do
meant
we need
by
drum
technical
roll?
difficulties.
Yeah.
G Dilly.
None of this
Woo.
was set up ahead of time.
It was. Thank you very much.
Hey,
Oh, it was.
congratulations.
There we go. We got
Not.
our
All
winner.
right, Dilly.
Hey, J Dilly.
Autograph
All
copy of
right.
the book.
Ooh.
All right.
let's be honest. Anyone who's been with us long enough knows that if Dilly's on the wheel, you're probably not going to win. She is.
Well, she missed the first two. There she is in the chat.
There we are.
There you go.
So the next ones. See who's going to win this one.
No, we're done. That's it. We're done.
Oh, is that it?
Oh, you want more giveaways?
Want more giveaways?
The Hightower may have more giveaways in his sleeves. We don't know. We don't know how this podcast is going to develop.
I mean, my sleeves are way up here, so probably nothing up there.
Do you want to borrow my sleeves?
No, there's not enough in those sleeves. So, yes, we are doing another giveaway. Actually,
you're doing it now?
Oh,
you're doing it now?
Well, we're doing it now. We're doing it now. See, I don't tell you, you don't tell me, and then it's a surprise for everybody. Right?
Oh,
Right.
shit. Yeah, but I'm the one paying the bill.
Yeah, you are. And actually, he's footing a good bill for this one because tomorrow we actually have a new series releasing from Rugged Studios called Rugged Reviews. So Rugged's going to take time, sit down, play a game for a little while, and then tell us what he thinks of it because he didn't have enough to do, and we wanted to find something else for him to do.
It's trash.
So,
Soul trash.
It's not trash. You shut the hell up. That's my friend you're talking about. So what we're going to do is tomorrow, after the release of the review for Days Gone, we'll also be giving away a copy of Days Gone so you can try it too. Maybe, if you win it. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. This was your idea. That's what happens when you set me loose.
Go on, Mike. What are your expectations of what game are you reviewing first?
Days Gone.
Days
Gone. I don't have that game. Ooh, well, you ain't getting it.
Is it PS4 exclusive?
It was, yeah.
It was PlayStation exclusive, yes. It was a PlayStation exclusive that they've now brought over to the PC. And I won't spoil it too much because obviously I have spent a long time reviewing it and playing the game. And it was fun. It was really fun. It was a good first game to review, definitely. So, yeah, so...
No spoilers.
Say again?
No spoilers. You leave it for the review.
Yeah.
NDA slapped on you right there. Boom, done.
Boom. That's Hightower coming in going, NDA, motherfucker. NDA.
That's right.
But yeah, so definitely tune in tomorrow. And hopefully I'll have it live.
I hope so. I mean, you've got everything you need.
What time is it? Because I'll be at work, won't I?
Well, you've got 2 weeks. It goes on for 2 weeks. So, you've got 2 weeks to watch it. And then you come over to the Discord and you go, I want a free copy of that game.
Well, I do love a good freebie now and then.
Right? Everybody does. Everybody's second favorite 4-letter F word.
Freebie.
Freebie.
No,
Well,
I didn't know that Frog was my first favorite.
That's what I was thinking. Funk is everybody's first favorite, isn't it?
Yes. Whatever you say. But yeah, so we'll the Babe with the Power will very kindly dish out some details about that going forward Monday.
Has.
I meant, but like actually how you can win the game. So we'll have that out on Monday along with the review. Once I sit down and have a chat with her. So yeah, if you're interested in Days Gone, which without spoiling it, you're gonna want it. But I
mean,
it's
I've seen the review and I kind of want it already. So
now that's a game that does horde mode to the extreme. So, no, I haven't spoiled it. I haven't spoiled it because the rest. I might turn around in the review and say it's shit, but you still might want it because it's free. It's free.
Best things in life are free.
And we're back on shit though.
And pizza. Pizza. Yeah.
Pizza.
How did we get to pizza and shit? How did that work? How did that happen?
Let's not cross these two together.
That's crusty.
Oh my god. No. This is a clean podcast.
That's news to me, the host.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, if this is supposed to be a clean podcast, we better start wrapping it up because my mouth just feels filthy. And not only that,
dirty.
That's the last thing I actually had to talk about. So now what?
But one last thing. Just
Off.
like a little apple, one more thing just to slide in.
You know,
couple
he's
weeks
been
ago on
sat
the podcast-
behind, like he's like, oh yes, I'm listening to your giveaway. Yes. Okay, let's
No,
keep
I wanna get-
typing about Apple here.
Yeah.
No. I wanted to get this absolutely spot on. I had to find a tweet. So a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about my favorite animated comedies, and one of my absolute favorite was Adventure Brothers, and I said it's been cancelled. It's not going to be renewed for another season. But Adult Swim has just announced that Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Metalocalypse, it's very hard to say, and Adventure Brothers are all getting a movie.
Oh, fantastic.
I'd have to dabble in that then.
I have no idea what
I'm
it is.
really excited about that. They're really funny. Definitely
Yeah, I
worth
think
looking at. Metalocalypse, you'll like that.
Came up because we were talking about Serenity and Firefly, so it looks like they're just going to go.
Well,
that
then
route.
why'd you have to
Cancel
go
the
and
show.
mention them?
I'm sorry,
I wanna
Firefly
see-
fans.
Right.
I've never seen Firefly.
And again, great show. Don't watch it.
Your heart gets wrenched out.
Yeah, they're just going to leave you wanting more, and then they give you a movie, and it doesn't work. They actually end up making things worse.
Yeah, it's like no, there's just no go back to this. But there you go.
Yep.
So I
Just
think
let it go like a leaf on the wind.
but I think we've covered everything this time around, haven't we? So
I think so. And look, I didn't screw anything up. I only crashed out
absolutely.
once. We didn't burn anything down.
hey,
you were
we
worried over
haven't officially ended yet, so there's still time. There's
Yeah.
still time.
Don't jinx it
Okay,
yet.
have a good night, everyone. Bye.
And he's out of there.
Nope.
All right. Okay. So yeah, I think I've got nothing else to say this time. Danks
Yeah,
took all my money, so we're all good.
Yeah.
Not Danks, sorry. Ducky
Ah.
this time. Between Dank
Thank
and
you.
Ducky, I'm bankrupt.
Give me
Ah.
money.
But you can go to sleep with the satisfaction that you've done a very good deed.
Yep.
And that
Good.
somewhere, sometime, when the cure for juvenile diabetes is found, you will have in any way contributed to it.
Yeah.
Sleep well.
And next time we manage to go out together, get you a pint or a Jägerbomb, whatever, you know.
To get him a 78% proof drink like in Germany.
Oh,
Nothing
God.
wrong with that. Nothing wrong. Hey, Wendy. I always have things to say, but unfortunately, I have to kind of hold myself back because I could be here for another 3 hours. I've always got
Yeah.
things to say.
All good.
Well, yeah, people got things that they want to do. They don't want to listen to me talk shit.
We're not talking about shit anymore. Get off the shit.
Relax.
Talk shit, get hit.
Right. Okay. We're done, I think. So, Hightower, do you want to...
Yep, I just want to let everyone know that we really appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us for a little while. Make sure you stop by the Discord. We have a lot going on there all the time. And you do have fabulous people like the four of us, Big Monkey Meat, Babe with the Power. There's a few more. Watch out for that guy, Douchebaggins. He's a little bit of a... Stop by the YouTube tomorrow, where we're going to see the brand new Rugged reviews, and come back next week, where hopefully the four of us will be meeting up with a special guest.
On time this time.
On time. Well, that's actually up to you, since, it's your broadcast.
There was something else I was going to say, and you made me wait until the podcast, and now I've forgotten to say it, so I'm going to say it. X4
Fine, say it.
X4 have released a podcast. Are we going to tell them what's happening next week now? I think we should.
Yeah,
Next week, Greg from X4. Those of you who don't know who he is, but Greg from X4, who does all the social media side of stuff, massive guy in the industry of gaming and kind of that kind of era around, the podcast. Well, he listens to podcasts, but he's been in the social media side of things. He is joining us next week for a part of the podcast, but they've done their first podcast, and it's amazing. It's just amazing. So check it out. Make sure you check out the X4 podcast. But basically, a long-ass story short, which I will talk about more in videos, is that we get multiverses. They are bringing in multiplayer in the use of multiverses.
I'm looking forward to that.
So basically, as I say, a long story short, they basically have it where they have an asynchronous multiplayer system. So you send your ships into a venture. That then joins a coalition. They then have an offline coalition battle but you complete missions to then assist that coalition, take out enemy ships and stuff like that. It's all points based, and then the season is about a month long, and basically you're fighting with your friends. So you're supporting your friends, providing more ships for your coalition and stuff like that. And then from that, they'll have obviously a winner, and you win ships. And these ships are supposed to be extremely powerful for ventures. So they're going to be your ships that you're going to want. Apparently, everybody who takes part's going to include a venture. Include a ship. So you'll get a ship just for joining the ventures. However, it takes your save game and turns it into an online game. So it then becomes... So right now, if I fuck up and die, I can roll back my game. They take that away from you, being online. So if you die, you die. And I think it knocks you completely out of the offline, and you'd have to then reload.
Do not collect 200.
Basically, yeah, it becomes a progressive game. So I'm really looking forward to that. Obviously, if you're playing with mods, make sure you turn your mods off and start a brand new game, because they won't allow mods for fairness, because obviously you could be using a mod that changes the economy and all sorts. So they've basically said no mods, it's vanilla play. And yeah, you can put one of your saves into this online thing. So Greg is going to be joining us, and we're going to be grilling him about what he learned. Now, he's not actually a developer for X4. He just does all the social media side of things, and he's not, he does play X4, but not as much. So yeah, we're definitely looking forward to speaking to him and finding a little bit more about it. That's going to be awesome.
Well, I'm looking forward to that.
So that's a week from today. Hopefully a little earlier than we started today.
You're never gonna live. We're never gonna let you live this down, Mike.
Nope. See, we had half a podcast before you ever even woke up.
I'm telling you, I'm blaming the lab guys. I would blame Tia, but she didn't even come and play. She was like, no, I'm not joining. Get that dig in there. Miserable.
Maybe if you weren't so bad at it, then you wouldn't be so tired.
What? What?
Did I just hear a mic drop somewhere in the distance?
Rude.
Literally.
Rude.
Yeah, someone dropped a mic right on the floor.
Listen, you want to check out my awesome stuff that I've been doing, you want to be checking out Dark and Veil on TikTok, and you're going to be seeing some awesome videos, which will include me as well. It doesn't all include me because I don't run that. That's nothing to do with me. But the author of the book also runs the Dark and Veil social media side of things for the TikTok, and some of the videos that have come out already are amazing. They are awesome. We basically spent an entire day on a photo shoot. I'm in full character, and then it must have been 5-6 hours in character, 5 hours in character for all these video shoots and stuff like that. So, and then the last hour or so, I got to play my actually kind of half my alternate character, but basically a fire demon assassin. So I just running around and shanking people. It was fun. It was really fun, but it was tiring. Get shanked, get shanked, get shanked. You're all dead. You're all dead.
You get shanked. You get shanked. Everyone gets shanked.
Exactly. But yeah, definitely check out their TikTok because it's going to be awesome. Right.
Yeah.
So, Hightower's already said his goodbye. Do you want to say goodbyes again, Hightower?
Goodbye, Hightower.
Goodbye, Hightower.
The longest outro ever.
Yeah. I forgot, and I apologize. I forgot. I'm sorry. It's my fault.
Okay, there was lots of stuff we were going to talk about that we didn't because we talked about it before you got here.
Well, you didn't put it up on the sheet, so it doesn't happen. It never existed.
We solved the Palestine-Israel thing. Everything was sorted out.
Yep.
Well,
we actually did. Peace in the Middle East could have come from this, and you decided to take a nap.
Could have been part of history.
Yeah, so hopefully people stay tuned in when Hightower did his outro. Apologies for those who missed it and might catch you later, but it was good information. It was good news. I had to have it.
It was good news.
I'm so hyped. So hyped about X4. It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait.
Well, anyways, thank you very much, Hightower. Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you
for co-hosting. Now shut up and let me get out of here.
Are you saying goodbyes? Because Wendy's gonna like literally chop my balls off if I don't do my goodbye.
Oh, I suppose. Well, let's let them say goodbye before you do like the final goodbye.
Okay.
Doc, thank you again for joining us. Anything else to say?
No, apart from goodbye.
All right, great.
Goodbye and God bless.
Good luck on that hike. I know it's not coming up
Yep.
for a couple of months, but you're going to need all the good luck you can get.
Thank you very much.
Duke, or
Yep.
sorry, Dank, thank you very much
Yeah,
again
just-
for coming in and keep helping me keep him in line because he just won't stop. He just
Who?
won't stop.
Mike or Duck? Which one?
Yeah, sure, both.
Both of them.
No, we're talking about Mike. He just
Yeah.
he likes to go.
He likes going nap
Speaking
time.
of, speaking of going, all right, I'm out. So I'm gonna turn this back over to your regularly scheduled rugged gamer.
As always, guys,
That's
thank you
your-
very much. Oh, yeah, what? You left a massive massive gap, and then you cut me off. What's all that about?
Well, you were supposed to come in on time.
I did come in on time.
Okay.
Honestly, guys, seriously, this is an awesome experience for us to do. It's a bit of fun, as well as trying to give you all information that we bring along as well. Hopefully, you're enjoying it. As Hightower said, make sure you join us on the Discord because there is a lot more going on there, and we want to hear from you as well. Because if you've got some topics and stuff like that you want talking about and stuff like that, you know, yeah, we've talked about fossilized shit. No idea why, but you know what I mean. It just shows that, you know, there is no limits to what we'll talk about. So definitely get your ideas in, but maybe keep it a little bit more PC than that. But yeah, definitely leave us your comments and suggestions and stuff like that. If you've caught us on YouTube and you've watched this far, thank you very much. I always appreciate it. Make sure you do hit that bell for the notification. If you haven't already done so, make sure you follow us on Twitch and on YouTube so you can always get up-to-date information on what's going on and obviously all the giveaways and stuff like that. Over on Twitter as well, where Babe with Power, Wendy, will be pushing out some information on obviously the 3 Peaks challenge that Duck's doing. Thank you very much for letting us know about that, Duck. I appreciate that. And obviously with Dank going with his streaming as well, we'll bring more information as well. And now Hightower has joined us on Twitter.
Yeah. Welcome to the 21st century.
Do you remember that? Remember that meme where he's just there on like a side look and he goes, "Yeah, that was me." But seriously, guys, you know, any more information stuff that will be over on Twitter as well. So thank you from everybody here and from myself. And until next time, everybody, take care for now. And I shall see you all on the next one. Bye bye for now.
Bye, guys.
Later.
See you later.